Hold on one second. We about to get to the bottom of this, ladies and gentlemen. This don't make no sense whatsoever. Welcome to the Dark Waters channel, where we explore mysteries, figure out the truth, dive into politics, and anything else you want to know about. That's what we doing over here, baby. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the one and only James Williams Dark Waters is back, and today I'm going to try my best not to have a conniption fit as I cover the news. But before I get started, I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, to head on over to darkwatersgold.com, darkwatersgold.com, and sign up if you are interested in transferring over a portion of your IRA in order to profit from what's going on in the gold and silver market. If you are a person who likes great content in the form of story content, interviews on strange and weird things, head on over to iamdarkwaters.com and sign up today. Now, as I get into the news, ladies and gentlemen, I will zoom out on the graph that we are building, because I'm going to keep building this. And we're going to be looking at some things, and things that I think are very, very important. The first thing we're going to touch on is the MS-13 gang member that's the most popular person in the world, Kilmore Albrega Garcia. And when I talk about the Democratic Party, when you really think about what they are doing, advocating for this man, his name is Kilmore Garcia. I mean, I don't know who the strategist is that told them they should advocate for a person whose first name is Kilmore. And if I was a Republican, I would rebrand him as Kilmore. They'd be like, well, Albrega Garcia, no. You mean Kilmore? Yeah. He killed more people. MS-13 Kilmore. I would rebrand him as Kilmore. And then make them fight the rebranding. So we're going to go from Kilmore, and then we're going to go over here to Section 8 Obama. We're going to look at what Section 8 Obama is saying about Kilmore. And then we're going to go to the judges and what they're doing. Then we'll hit on some of the media meltdowns that are going on. And then from there, we're going to head over to the China trade war and what's actually happening. I might scoot back over here and touch upon what's going on with the war in the Ukraine, but I think there's a little bit more time that needs to be played out. I want to touch upon this about the 300,000 missing children. There's plenty of things we can hit. I haven't hit everything here yet, but nonetheless, let's start with Kilmore. And remember, from now on, when you hear his name, call him Kilmore. Stop it. Call him Kilmore Albrega Garcia. Now, this has been a setup from day one, in my opinion, as to what's been rolling out about him. Because they could have released all this information about Kilmore, the court documents with his wife. They could have released all this a long time ago. But they're allowing the Democratic Party to dig their hole and continue. We covered this yesterday, which was documents that revealed that his wife's ex-husband filed a petition saying that she was leaving the kids at home alone, that she was a bad parent, and that the wife's husband is a gang member. And then we come over here. Open that up. This is distracting me. Close that. Watch this. Kilmore Albrega Garcia's wife filed a second protective order in 2020 saying he made murder threats. My kids are afraid. So the question is, how much money is she getting paid to get up there and become a national public figure defending her ex-husband who made threats against her? Now, he out the country, so it ain't like he can do it nothing. They got some gang members that may be able to do it something. And here's the other thing, that how much are they paying these Negroes right here? These are not Americans. That's not an American black right there, and that's not American black. Let's keep it real. That's more of a Haitian, and that face right there is more of a Haitian Negro. How much they paying these Negroes standing up there with them? These Negroes. The wife of the Democrat Party's Maryland man reportedly filed a previously unknown 2020 request for protection against Kilmore Garcia, who has recently been deported to his home country of El Salvador, according to the Department of Homeland Security. The wife, Jennifer Vasquez, sought the protective order on August 3rd, 2020, of course, At the time period where everybody's locked in the house together, you can't go nowhere. He probably was smacking her around, smacking her, flipping it, rubbing it down. To bar Albrego Garcia from her house in Temple Hills, Maryland. She told the District Court of Maryland, August 3rd, 2020. I then went to the car, found phone, was able to dial 911. I tried to return inside, but he locked all the doors. After 5 minutes of waiting for the police, he opened the door and told me to give him the keys. Police came, he acted violent with me, plus he broke my phone in front of the officer. All right, and here's the filing in the court. Vasquez appears to repeatedly spell he's and his, misspell he's as his. That's because she don't really speak no English. This is not the first time. It has been a couple of occasions. He takes my phone and car. Plus, I left without being able to call anyone. Have photos of all the bruises he left on my body. In my house, his broken TVs, my son's tablet, my car windshield, phones, me, my kids are afraid now. He's tricked me, slapped me in the face, threatened me. I also have a recorded that his told my ex-mother-in-law that if he kills me, no one can do anything about it. And this is who they defended. The Democratic Party, who says, "Oh, we love women. We love women." But it makes all the sense in the world that they would be defending a murderous gang cartel leader who's abusive to women, because they want to bring all their constituents into agreement with this sickness that they have, this perverted mindset that they have, this wickedness, man. It's wicked. Calm down, James. Maybe the problem is I had too much coffee. But it's wicked. It's wicked. It's just flat out wicked. Jennifer Vasquez rescind the protective order in the case 8/3/2020. Our son turns 1 today, 8/11, and his family wants to be in my son's birthday. He has also agreed to continue counseling, and if not, he's willing to sign divorce papers. Wow. 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 The gang member wanted to go to counseling. That leads us to, now this is a losing issue, ladies and gentlemen. Defending gang members is a losing issue, which leads us over to what Section 8 Obama is talking about. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Hakeem Jeffries is the Section 8 Barack Hussein Obama. He is the welfare Obama. Yeah. He's the WIC Obama. You know what I'm saying? He's the commodity cheese version of Barack Hussein Obama. And so Jeffries is saying, hey, we're going to have to stop this. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries is privately telling Democrats to stop the trips to El Salvador. And I want to tell you something. I don't mean to be mean and rude, but when I look in Hakeem Jeffries' eyes, Hakeem looks a tad bit autistic. I'm sorry. Either he's high all the time, like 50 Cent, I gotta stay high all the time, or he's a tad bit autistic. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries has apparently figured out how bad it looks for members of his party to travel to El Salvador to advocate for illegals who have been deported by the Trump administration. He is quietly telling other Democrats to knock off the trips. This week, it was revealed that 4 of the House Democrats who traveled to El Salvador stayed at a luxury hotel and resort. The optics that could not have been worse. The entire affair has caused millions of Americans to wonder why goes to such lengths for people who are not even citizens. Jeffries distanced himself from the Democrat trips to El Salvador as border security debate splits party. Let me say this to you. At least At least. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. When I look at this picture, something wrong with him. What's wrong with him? Let's just keep it real. When it comes to these news articles, they'll take the least flattering picture. So, for example, if they was writing a hit piece on me, they'll find a picture of me with my mouth open like this, or doing something crazy, or like this. That's why I don't have no problem putting crazy pictures out there for thumbnails, because if it ever happens, I'll just be like, oh yeah, y'all got one of the pictures of me acting crazy. Here's another one, me doing this. Here's another one, me doing this. Here's another one, me doing this. And I'll just make fun of it. But we know the photo is not meant to do Hakeem justice, but it does justice, because that's how he looks all the time. Every time you see him, he looks like this. It's actually kind of frightening. Hakeem Jeffries reminds me of an empty vessel. Like he a test tube baby. Like he was grown in a lab somewhere. Like his genes were CRISPR edited. And they said, okay, we just gonna put a standard brain in here that can only talk one way. And then we're gonna attach a spirit to him that can use him to talk. But they messed up the speech pattern. So all the speech patterns is, today we come here to try and stand against Donald J. Trump. We stand against the American people. We stand against the people in the minority communities who want to get rid of the illegal aliens. We say to you today that the illegals, the criminals, the rapists, the murderers are all children of God, and we welcome you into America. Don't worry about if your 9-year-old daughter will be snatched by a Honduran child predator. Don't worry about if your wife will come home and find MS-19 members in the household. The chances of that happening to you are slim to none. Don't worry about if there's going to be a drive-by on your street. Hate Donald Trump. That's the best impression I can give you of Hakeem Jeffries. But in this case, Hakeem is talking like he got a little bit of sense, man. A little bit of sense. Now, I want to switch gears. I want to spin the block. We spinning the bin. And James O'Keefe came out and said that he wasn't suicidal, which is a sign that either James O'Keefe done did something he ain't supposed to be doing, or James O'Keefe done is worried about getting Arkansas. But when you hear James O'Keefe, and I'm sorry, James O'Keefe is a gangster investigative journalist. When the most gangster investigative journalist says, I'm not suicidal, please pray for me. In fact, Lord, I ask in the name of Jesus Christ that you send warring angels to protect this man from whatever's going on with him. And I ask that you strengthen his hedges of protection. And I ask that you lead him and guide him in the name of Jesus Christ. Instead of me just saying, I'm going to actually pray for the man. Famed investigative journalist James O'Keefe drops cryptic message, I am not suicidal, please pray for me. Yeah, that means, that death has came and knocked on your door already. You're like, hello? I'm looking for James O'Keefe. This is O'Keefe. This death. What you want, death? I'm coming for you. Oh no, I don't want to die right now. But let me ask you a question, Def. Am I getting blown up? Am I getting shot up? If I'm getting hit with a heart attack gun, how you plan on doing this? Hold on, let me go talk to Hillary Clinton. Ooh, something wrong with you, boy. James O'Keefe, the fearless journalist who rocked the political establishment with undercover exposés of Acorn, Planned Parenthood, Big Tech, has released a cryptic and chilling message that raises alarms across social media. In a video posted on X, O'Keefe appeared visibly shaken as he stated, I'm going dark. I'm not suicidal. Pray for me. This one scares me, guys. The message was accompanied by an ominous caption, T-7 days. It's a countdown expression that means 7 days remain until a specific event occurs. let's see what's going on with O'Keefe. Did you probably seen this already? I don't really be recording. I don't really be recording early like this.
I'm going dark. I'm not suicidal. Pray for me. This one scares me, guys.
Shit, you just scared the hell out of me. That's all you say? Well, damn.
I'm going dark. I'm not suicidal. Pray for me. This one scares me, guys.
Well, that just drained all the laughter and joking out of me right there. Hell, that's kind of a spoiler, ain't it? You can feel that man's fear. I felt it in his words. Like, took my move from right here to right down here. But hell, we gonna go right back up where we came from. Hillary, leave him alone. Damn it. Leave him alone, Hillary. Oh, he went on with Bennett Johnson. James O'Keefe announces massive bombshell dropping next month. Government officials caught on camera billions of dollars of corruption. This was April 25th. Well, let me see what he was saying.
Okay, well, we await your bombshell report. Obviously, when James says things like this, when James says, when other people come on the program and say, like, the work I'm doing is going to lead to indictments, the vast majority of them haven't ever done that. James has done that. James did that. James has done this before.
I mean, I've known you for 15. Remember the Acorn story? There were like 5 or 6 tapes. If the work that I'm about to release, I'm talking about in a month and a half, doesn't lead to indictments, then I'm going to come on your program and I'm going to be pissed off because I have these people breaking the law. Now I got to get a little more so they don't, come out some technicality, but I'm going to be upset at these prosecutors and I will hold these prosecutors accountable. I'll investigate them because, we are a nation of laws. We're supposed to be equal before the law, e pluribus unum. That's what the United States is all about. And this is our opportunity, but I have faith. Content is king. You catch them on video. Stay tuned.
Wow. Just a final follow-up. This is Acorn 2.0, or is it bigger?
No, it's much bigger because we're talking about corrupt government graft and corruption. Billions with a B. Billions of dollars. Tens of billions of dollars. Stay tuned.
I think it's time for citizen journalists to release more on Epstein. If they're going to kill us, they'll have to kill all of us. Coming soon. Virginia Guthrie, I am making it publicly known that I'm no way, shape. Okay. Wow. I'm starting to see it. This is Matthew Tyerman. He is the board member who fired me from Project Veritas. While few may know this, who he is, that's about to change soon. We've obtained new evidence about what happened. He knows what he did. That's why he sends pornographic, unhinged messages to me. Sorry, guys. We got to go find this. Make sure this is on the screen for you. What the hell is going on? What? We got to get to the bottom of this. That's why he sends pornographic, unhinged messages to me on a weekly basis. That's why one message was a picture of me nailed to a crucifix. That's why he posted private medical records and intimate texts of employees' loved ones who he wanted to harm. The messages were obtained from the devices of employees. That's why he wanted to carve out James' heart and eat it in front of him. Holy crap. This man is afraid because he's been being subpoenaed. He has much to hide. He will be brought to justice. So help me God. Wait, when did you post this? Is this old? It's April 11th. Why are we going down this rabbit hole? Matthew Tyran. Honesty, integrity, truth, blah, blah, blah. More accurate narcissistic sociopath. All right. That seems like some interpersonal drama. Some things between him and that dude. And I just tell you like this, James, you just sneak them. I got people right now, if I run into them, I'm busting them across the head. And I know y'all say, well, DW, you a man of God. I ain't Jesus. I told you, if I run into you, I'm going to lay hands on you. And that's just going to be what it's going to be. Because some people, you need to put a hand on them. And then you just, whatever's going to be, it's going to be. James, you should have just smacked the piss out of him. And given an opportunity, smack fire out his ass. And just gone with it from there. All right, let's get back to it. Now we're getting off track. That's why we got to stay focused. Holy crap. Let's go with the breaking news. National Advisor Mike Waltz and his deputy Alex Wong dropping out of the Trump administration. Guys, I said when the Mike Waltz thing happened with the signal crap, I was like, something was wrong with that. I said that either one of his people that added that whole signal thing in, and I think all this centers around Pete Hegseth. I said then something was wrong. And I figured back then he would go, but he couldn't go immediately. So after the first 100 days, they slide him out the door.
All right, there's a breaking news that happened in the commercial break. So what you're looking at photographs right now of Michael Waltz. He is the president's national security advisor, except for we just got news that he is going to be leaving the administration along with his deputy, Alex Wong. Of course, if you might remember the story of Signalgate. I don't know if that's for a particular reason, but there was some consternation among some people about Mike Waltz, who you might remember was a congressman, Green Beret, a long history and career in foreign policy. And I believe...
I want to see what Alex Wong look like, because see what's speaking to me right now is it ain't really about Mike, it's about Alex Wong. But Mike was the one that brought Alex Wong in, so Mike and Wong gotta go. Yeah, you made the decision to bring this Wong in, so you got to go out with Wong. Yeah, I'm getting off track, but we just gonna roll with it. Break it. Illegal migrant kills Texas dad in front of his family. He was able to stay here despite 2 prior kills. Well, damn. All right, let me get back on track. All right, I'm sorry. Let's get back on track. Let's get back to our map. That's why I have to have a map, because without the map, ladies and gentlemen, you get distracted. Let's go to the media meltdown. I want to react to this that's happening on CNN. And it's important that somebody does it, even though I think everybody's already did it, but I won't give my version of it. Shouting match erupts on CNN after Sheer Michael Singleton shuts down Anna Navarro's identity lecture over Trump's immigration policies. Abby Phillips forced to cut to commercial. Now, let's just say this. This is the problem with identity politics. And this is the problem when women, now Anna claims to be a conservative, use a radical leftist Hispanic woman. You might say, I'm a Latino. That's what you is, right? This is what happens when women start talking crazy to men and insulting them. We're going to go to the video. And I've been saying similar things. You see, everybody wants to attach the plight, their plight in America, to the plight of slavery of African people who were brought here. And don't get me wrong. Let's not go down the road of, well, DW, they sold them as slaves in Africa. No crap. We know this. We're not going to that. The point I'm making is you can't shoo away that there was an African slave trade. You can't shoo away that there was 20 million people who died on the way over here. You can't shoo none of that away, right? Just like you can't shoot away that America rectified it. Can't shoo that away either. Just like you can't shoo away the fact that birthright citizenship was given to slaves, the descendants of slaves. So let's pause right here on birthright citizenship and say that's something that was done for the children of slaves to make them citizens. All right. So there's a vested interest that anybody that's black that came from slave bloodlines has in this nation. And so now everybody else wants to use that vested interest to benefit them. And so essentially, everybody's using Negroes. The LGBT community, use the Negroes. The illegals now, using the Negroes. While simultaneously trying to make black people mad at white people. Yeah, those white people over there oppressing you. Meanwhile, hey, illegal, come on in here, buddy. I'm going to give you $10,000 a month. Hey, Negro, don't you better not say nothing about me giving this money to this illegal. Don't say nothing. I'm a liberal congressman. I'm a white liberal congressman. I'm a white liberal judge. Don't say nothing about me releasing the illegal aliens and him coming back into your neighborhood.
Years of neglect and letting people walk into here without any process at all, and now you're trying to gum up the works to keep them here.
A lot of them came in. A lot of them came in with parole. A lot of them came in.
CNN polling shows 54% of Americans want Mr.
November
Abrego
polling
Garcia
showed Donald
back.
Trump won the
That's
election.
CNN.
So.
How many of y'all want Al Kilmore back? How many of y'all actually give a damn about Kilmore or Abrego Garcia? Outside of these people jamming his name into your subconscious and pissing you off every day like they piss me off every day. I can tell you right now, I prefer that Kilmore or Abrego Garcia be put in a prison cell under the sea. I prefer that Kilmore or Abrego Garcia be in a deep underground base with some aliens in a jail cell with one of those damn chimeras that they've created as his cellmate. Some old Guardians of the Galaxy prison type scenario. That's why I feel like Kilmore or Abrego Garcia should be. That's why I need an interview. That's why I need to be on CNN, because I'd be like, I feel like he should be in the prison off of Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. With the big dude with the green skin. And he should be his boyfriend. That's how the American people actually feel. The audacity of you to tell us that we should be concerned about somebody who came here illegally and broke the law on their way in, when all of us have to be concerned about keeping to the rules and laws of this nation, no matter what skin color you are. You bastards.
You know what?
Republic is shifting.
All right.
We are a sovereign nation, and you cannot just come into our country illegally whenever the heck you want, because
Tell
we
'em.
can't do it to any other country on the face of
Asylum
this
is
earth.
a legal
If
right.
you come in illegally, you have to leave.
Asylum. Asylum is a legal right. Asylum is a legal right. See,
Americans
I ain't mature enough. I spaz out. Look at
are
him.
tired of that. We do not have unlimited
You
resources.
know who was here
We have to
illegally
care
with a
for our own people
deportation order?
first.
Marco Rubio's grandfather.
All right, let's.
We're not talking about
let's.
Marco Rubio.
Oh, now
Anna.
we're not? No, that's
No,
not relevant?
it's not
No,
relevant.
I'm talking
It's not
about Marco
relevant to this
Rubio because Marco
conversation at
Rubio
all.
used to be an advocate for TPS for Venezuelans. And Marco Rubio
Look at Scott Jennings. He's like, let me take a deep breath. This trick is crazy.
used
Well,
to
I'm
be
not Marco
an
Rubio,
advocate
and
for
let me
Nicaraguans
tell you
and
my
Cubans.
beliefs.
No,
If
I
you
know
come
you're
into
not.
this country illegally, you are going home.
That's how I
Simple
believe
as-
too. I believe it too. You come here illegally, you need to go your behind home. And it shouldn't be no process. You ain't go through no process when you came here illegally. You ain't go through no process. The process you went through was beating your feet and swimming. That should be the same damn process you take going back home. See all this flying you home? I wouldn't do that either. Guess what? I will round all them people up and I bring them to the border and I put them in front of the military. I give them food rations. Matter of fact, I'll buy some of that storable food. I'll give them containers of water. I give them little vests. I give them backpacks and say, now beat your feet. Beat your feet back the way you came from. Yeah, beat your feet. You ain't the process that you took to get here, take the same damn process going back home. That's it. And everybody's like, oh, that's the problem with America. See, we got a portion of America that's they're a bunch of people who never got a spanking. You're a bunch of people who your parents never took a belt. Let me show you something. Let me find a cable. Give me a cable. Give me a cord. And I'm going to show you this. What's this right here? What this is? No, we're going to stop right here. I'm going to show you. Let me show you some sports. What this cable to? That go to the mouse? I don't need this damn mouse. What this go to? Just take this mouse off. They ain't never had their parents in there like this. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. And so you think everything is based on your feelings, your emotions. So you go out, no, mommy, no, don't hit me, mommy. No, mommy, ow. So you think everything in this whole world centers around how you feel. That's your parents' fault. Did I unplug my microphone? Your parents' fault. In fact, all their parents need to be spanked too. Yeah, running around here with all that foolishness. Now these people is operatives. You know what I'm saying? She an operative. She an op.
That we do not have.
Hold on.
I think a lot of Americans
take care of.
That's your op right there. That's your Latino female op. You know what I'm saying? That's King Von, and that's an op.
There's a hell of a lot of people other than the black people who were brought here as slaves who came to this country illegally.
They're not the same as black people who were brought here against our will.
That's exactly what I just said.
I said there is a lot of people
There's a big difference.
There is a big difference.
Michael, what's his Negro name? Sheer Mike Singleton. We're gonna call him Sheer Singleton. Boy. You see, this is when you supposed to chin check, wreck, and sit here and say, hold on, you comparing an illegal alien breaking the law to you putting it even in the same conversation with slavery. And therein lies the problem. We've been letting certain things, and white folks, y'all been letting too. Because they done got y'all scared too. What the average white person should be saying is, how y'all gonna put the context of somebody who broke the law in the same context with slavery? And then you go on and explain how America stopped slavery. And don't be afraid. Stop being a coward. And then for the Negroes, YouTube, my knee is growing. For the people whose knees are growing, you need to be saying, hold on, shawty. Stop, pause. Do the beanie weenie. Oh, you done got me all the way messed up. Stop equating the black experience in America, which is a part of the American experience, which is the part of the redemption of America, to criminality. A person who commits a crime upon coming here. Well, James, you don't know what you're talking about. Asylum is legal. There's legal asylum for them. Shut up. Shut the hell up. See, we need a real talk show where people can really just talk to each other. I'd be like, shut up. Shut all the way the hell up.
Exactly
There's
what I just
a big
said.
difference.
That's exactly what I just said, Sir Michael. Look and act indignant. That's exactly what I just said.
Acting indignant.
Let me just.
Then she just told the Negro he indignant. Then she told the Negro he indignant. She compares the black experience in America, and don't get me wrong, not everybody experienced black. Not everybody here that's black is a slave. Let's keep it real. But in the context that we're talking about, she brought up slavery, right? She compared it to the plight of an illegal alien who broke the law. And now she's telling him he's acting indignant because he's telling her about herself. And notice how she's holding her chin up. Quit acting indignant. Quit acting indignant.
Share Michael.
Other than the black
Anna and Share Michael.
as slaves, there are a lot of people from
Share
many,
Michael. I think
many
you
countries
actually
that came
misheard
here
what
illegally.
she. I think you misheard what she said.
No, he purposely misheard it.
She said.
I purposely
Yes, she
misheard.
did.
So now you're in my
Share
brain.
Michael.
Now we get to the point to where it's who's going to get the last word. See, when you get into a conversation like this, and get to this point, that person can't get the last word. They're going to walk away feeling they won. It's a moral victory for them.
Listen to me for just a second.
Is that where we're going?
You
Share
think
Michael.
I would
Listen to me
say
for a
I who have
second.
advocated
Anna,
for black
please
people
stop.
my entire life would
Anna,
say something like that?
Anna,
Give me a
Because
damn
you've
break.
advocated for black
Anna,
people,
please
great.
stop.
Congratulations. Last time I checked, I'm black. You're not.
Okay, Share Michael.
She boy. Oh, and what I like about him is he's just cold-blooded with it. Watch this. See, this is why This is what the difference between him and me. Say, I'd be all anime. Look how cold-blooded he is. The whole time she arguing.
I'm black, you're not.
Okay, share Michael.
He ain't moved. He just, I'm black, you're not. His shoulders ain't moved, ain't nothing. He just calm. That boy is an assassin. Yeah. That's a hitman, a political hitman right there. Yeah, that's a political hitman.
Right, I'm Latino.
This is going to be interesting when they decide to do this show again. Because I don't think this is going to end. They about to cut the break. I don't think it's going away, ladies and gentlemen. No. You can't have that kind of argument on the show and then bring race into it and then be like, yeah. And what I mean by bring race is bring that kind of assault. And it was an assault. It was a subtle one, but it was definitely an assault. Somebody like, DW, that's not an assault. The hell it ain't. The hell it ain't. You saying the plight of a person who committed a crime is equivalent to the plight of a person who actually was brought here against their will. That ain't the same. Now, if she would have said, but she can't say it, if she would have said, the people who came here were trafficked here via slave routes and sold into slavery and sent here, there may have been some truth to that. If she'd have brought up the sex trafficking, human trafficking, because both of them are human trafficking, there may have been some sense that could have been made about it. But she didn't take that point because they can't take that point because they cannot mention the fact that they've been human trafficking, sex trafficking, and slave trafficking, which allows me to segue perfectly into the next thing that I want to talk about. And this is one of the things I am most proud about. And then I'll go and do our prayers for the day, and I'll come back and do your next video. RFK Jr. drops bombshell. Bombshell, ladies and gentlemen. Accuses Biden HHS of being complicit in child trafficking scheme. And somebody may say, well, DW, you already knew this. I know you know, I know, we all know. But see, the beauty of it is it's starting to come to light. It's got the light got to be shined into the darkness, and the darkness can comprehend it not. You get what I'm saying? It's got to shine. And the light is shining. Health and Human Services, HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has accused the Joe Biden Department of Health and Human Services, which we know they have done this because we've watched the damn testimonies where they were jumping down their throats about where are the kids. We don't know where the kids are. They've been put here, right? Has been actively complicit in one of the most disturbing scandals in American history. It is probably the second most disturbing scandal in American history outside of transatlantic slavery, which would be child trafficking. Yes, it deals with human beings. The trafficking of vulnerable migrant children for sex, labor, and slavery. The explosive accusation came as President Donald Trump marked 100 days of his term with a high-level cabinet meeting that addressed the crisis head-on. By the way, this cabinet meeting lasted for 2 hours. Joe Biden had a cabinet meeting that lasted for 15 seconds, and they said he was the best thing since sliced bread. We have ended HHS as a role as the principal factor in this country for trafficking, child trafficking, Kennedy says. I got to hear him say this himself. Hold on.
We have ended HHS as the role as the vector, the principal vector in this country for child trafficking. And during the Biden administration, HHS became a collaborator in child trafficking and for sex and for slavery. And we have ended that, and we're very aggressively going out and trying to find these children, 300,000 children that were lost by the Biden administration.
Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something. He about to shoot people in the pinky toe.
How can I help you?
He about to shoot people in the pinky toe. That's what's coming down the pipeline. They shot me in my pinky toe. You shot me. You shot me in my pinky toe. Yeah, he taking pinky toes off right now. That's what's about to happen. I'm going to see y'all on the next video.